Once you've installed the final level of your design, install adapter caps around the perimeter of your design if you're installing an animal barrier, and finishing caps on the inner two joints. If you're not installing an animal barrier, then install the finishing caps along every single joint of the bed. To assemble the left animal barrier gate, start with part 2 and insert part 5 spacer sleeve on top. Then follow up with part 3, and then finally put on your joint cap to finish that joint. Now you can insert this whole joint on top of one of your round tubes, part number 20. Next, take part 7 and insert it onto the round tube, and make sure that it is in the same orientation as your connector up here. This will allow your gate to be flat and even. So insert part 7 onto the end of this pole and slide it up about 6 inches onto the pole. This will act as your bottom gate hinge. Next, take 2 of the longer square tubes, part 18, and insert them into the square opening on your top and bottom joint connectors. Insert them until you feel them hit the back of the joint. Finally, take the shorter square tube, part 17, and 2 L connectors, part 9, and connect them together. Have part 9 face the same way on both ends, and then you can insert this whole tube piece onto the end of your frame. For your right gate, start with part 2 T connector and insert onto it the gate hinge part 4, and slide this all the way to the bottom of the T connector. Now take part 5 spacer sleeve, insert it on top of that, and then finally cap it off with the joint cap part 13. Now insert this whole joint on top of the short round poles part 20. Now take part 6, the bottom right door hinge connector, and slide that onto the bottom of the round tube. And once again, slide this on about 6 inches up to the pole, and then put part 8, the spacer sleeve, on top of this. And slide this on until it meets with your bottom hinge connector. Make sure that the orientation of this hinge connector is the same way as your top gate connector, and this will again line up that right gate. Take 2 long square tubes, part 18, and insert these into the square openings of your bottom and top hinge. Now take the shorter square metal tube, part 17, and insert onto it part number 10. This will usually come already connected in your kit, but if it doesn't, just slide it on. And then connect 2 L connectors, part 9, onto either end of this tube in the opposite direction of your gate latch. And then insert these L connectors into your existing right gate frame. Once you've assembled the left and right gate for the front and back of your raised garden bed, all you have to do is pick up that gate and then insert it into the opening on the adapter caps and push it down until you feel that round pole hit the bottom of the stake. And then you'll repeat that step again for your right gate, down to the bottom, and then you'll go to the back of the bed and you'll repeat that step for the right and left back gates. Now take your gate to board connectors and fasten them on either side of the bottom of the animal barrier gate using a power drill and the screws provided. This will allow your animal barrier gate to swing as one piece with your gate timbers. Now take your metal gate braces and fasten them in between the boards with a power drill and the screws provided. When you're positioning your gate brace, make sure that the screw holes don't fall over the edge of the board where they meet. Now take 6 of your short round metal tubes, part number 20, and insert them into the openings of the adapter cap on the 6 remaining joints. Now take 6 of your L connectors, part 1, and 6 of your T connectors, part 2, and combine them together to make a two-way joint. Then take each one of these joints and connect them onto the 6 round poles that you just inserted. Make sure when you're inserting them that you put them arrow facing down. Now take 4 of your short round metal tubes, part number 20, and insert them on top of each of the 2-foot timbers, and then take 4 of your long 4-foot round metal tubes, part number 19, and insert these above each of the 4-foot timbers. Now apply your netting. Your animal barrier netting bundles will come in 3 pieces, a 12-foot piece and 2 2-foot pieces. Install your 2-foot pieces onto your front and back animal barrier gates with zip ties, and then fasten your 12-foot pieces to the side sections with zip ties. Check the instructions that you downloaded earlier for a diagram of how this netting is installed onto this frame. For a 2-level animal barrier, the installation is almost the same. The only difference is when you're installing the 2nd level gates, you'll have to add a part number 22 to the bottom of the animal barrier pole. And this will give you the appropriate spacing for that 2nd level of animal barrier gating. And then you'll have to install a 2nd part number 22 onto your left gate as well. If you have any questions on this instructional video, please email us at support@frameitall.com.